Well, they're not going to see me, are they?
No, they're not going to see you.
Okay.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Tuesday. We're going to go ahead and get started here in just a couple minutes. But make sure you have a comfortable spot to sit and get relaxed. I just want to make sure. You might need to move. Well, if you don't want to be seen, then...
People in the hospital?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Gosh, you're still in it.
I'm still in it. Oh, okay.
You might just need to move. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Probably gonna get. You're kind of still in it, but I think it's just because it's in the air. You're not like necessarily. It's like just the shape of you.
oh, okay.
Yeah. This is gonna bother me. Okay.
It's gotta be weird.
It is kind of you're talking to yourself. Okay, well, we're gonna get started. Thanks for joining me and our first stress management class, which is awesome. We're gonna kind of talk about like mindfulness, and then I'm gonna kind of teach you some techniques, and then we're gonna practice it. So it's a little bit of learning, and then we're gonna use it. So obviously, we all know stress right now is like at an all-time high for absolutely everybody. We all have different situations in our work environments, home life. Our routines are completely out of whack, and that creates a stress response. And we know stress is bad because it lowers our immune system, cortisol goes up, our health just kind of goes like out the window, and we come into this fight or flight state the whole time. And over a long period, being in that fight or flight state actually ruins like our hormones, for example. If we're constantly stressed, our body has to adapt to those stressors, and it kind of has to recognize like, okay, if I'm always in fight and flight, I'm going to give all of my precursor hormones to like cortisol or adrenaline to help fight it, and kind of shifts like our thyroid or our sex hormones or stuff that's not as important away. So now more than ever, stress management is huge. And a big thing I think a lot of us struggle with stress management or like mindfulness and uncertainty is like obviously the unknown. And so we're gonna work kind of through like the unknown, how do we like learn to be comfortable with it, and then listening to our intuition and that idea behind surrendering. So I think that's a big one we all need to learn and work on constantly. So how can we learn to be uncomfortable with the unknown? Like ask yourself that to start off with is like, how can we learn to be uncomfortable with the unknown? And I will invite you now, you can go ahead, close your eyes, find a comfortable position. I'm gonna kind of talk with you through some things, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it into practice. So however you find yourself comfortable seated, whether it's laying down, but just start by closing those eyes, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And we're just kind of recentering ourselves. So every single day, every moment, minute, we have a choice to kind of choose again and come back to our breath and reevaluate situations we're experiencing. So like I mentioned, the unknown is extremely uncomfortable. It is extremely scary because it's the unknown, it's a mystery. So I want you right now to kind of ask yourself, what can you control right now in your life? What can you control? Your thoughts, yes, yeah. Listening to yourself for a moment, think about everything you control, whether it be your diet, exercise, your morning routine, the clothes you pick out every day, the information you take in, your relationships, your self-care. There's a lot you can control right now. And now I want you to kind of ask yourself, like, how does this make you feel when you think, like, I have control over this? Does it provide you peace? Does it provide you joy, happiness? What does it provide you? And then another step of how we can battle this idea of the unknown and the scariness of it is practicing using our intuition. And it's like a practice. Practicing your intuition helps us feel more equipped to battle the unknown, but it's also kind of a scary thing because we are a very disconnected society and with ourselves where we don't quite know if what we're hearing from ourselves is true or not true. And so that's a question you can start asking yourself when there's like something that comes up on the media, or you hear something in the grocery store, or a random thought comes into your head. Is ask yourself, is this true or not? Is the information I'm getting based on fear, or is this real intuitive information? And so how you can decipher between reliable intuition and irrational fear, there's different like ways your body's going to feel. So reliable intuition is going to convey information neutrally and unemotionally. There's not going to be this like anxiousness that's tied to it. It's going to feel almost like peaceful, like, okay. There's that gut feeling of like, I know this is right. That usually means like your intuition is working. And it's almost like a compassion, like you're feeling very compassionate to yourself. It's not just like this craziness. Where on the other side, irrational fear is highly emotionally charged. It has a cruel, demanding, or delusional content. It's not God-centered. And it's not peaceful. For me, when I'm trying to think, is like, is that my intuition? Or is that like just like a fear that I have? It's always like, for me, intuition, it feels peaceful. And fear for me is like, it's anxiety. So recognizing that, so that's one way. And ideally, when we slow down and teach ourselves to kind of listen, it becomes like a natural flow. We're very constantly connected to our intuition in ourselves. And then the last thing before we kind of really practice this is surrendering. So surrendering to the unknown. Obviously, the unknown is a mystery. None of us know what's going to happen tomorrow or what's going to happen in the next couple hours or day or really anything, right? It's just kind of this like open book. So let's embrace the mystery. Like, how can we alleviate some of that anxiety? Like, how do we surrender into it? And one way we can surrender in like a literal sense is rest and sleep. So like sitting down, closing your eyes at night is a way you're surrendering. And then taking time like right now is a way of surrendering to the unknown. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and find a comfortable position and just practice surrendering through breath work. It's a very easy technique, but we're just going to close our eyes. It's kind of like almost like a meditative exercise, but we're just going to focus on our breath. So we'll find a relaxed, comfortable position, and then I'm just going to kind of talk you through it, and then we'll have some moments of silence, about probably 10 to 15 minutes. Sound good? Okay, so yeah, find a comfortable position. Just start breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as we sit here, we want to just kind of notice and relax our body. So start to become kind of curious with how you're feeling. You might notice any tightness or sensations, whether it be tightness in your forehead, your low back, or just the way like your body feels on your mat or on the ground. Start to notice that. And then continuing to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then we can also kind of start to tune into our breath. So we notice that natural flow of breathing in and out. And you might notice how your body feels during your breath. Your chest might inflate, then deflate. You notice that cold air and warm air with your inhales and exhales. As we continue to focus on our breath, we might notice that we have a wandering mind. And that is a-okay. Our mind is going to wander a lot throughout the day, but we have the choice of noticing that thought that comes in, but not grabbing onto it. So you can kind of practice this as we kind of go through this next 10 to 15 minutes, is that when a thought comes in, recognize it, but then let it go. And as we continue to breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth, I want you to start to kind of think again of all the things that you have control over throughout your day and your life. Again, whether it be your morning routine, the information you take in, what you choose to eat, how you choose to exercise. Just notice how this makes you feel. Do you feel peace, joy, happiness? Spend about another 5 minutes here again. Really just trying to relax through our whole body. And again, you might notice your mind starts to wander. We just want to recognize what's coming in, but not grab onto it. And as you continue to focus on those inhales and exhales, go ahead and kind of recheck in with your body. Let yourself kind of relax a little bit more through these big inhales and exhales. And then offer some kind of appreciation to yourself for doing this practice today. And then whenever you're ready, you can take a big inhale and exhale. Slowly blink those eyes open, stretch out if it feels right. We're slowly coming back into our body. So as we end this kind of 20-30 minutes of practicing surrendering, I want to remind everybody that this is something we can do every single day. Whether it's you just left a stressful meeting, you can surrender and just kind of go back into your breath. And a reminder that yes, we're in a very stressful time right now as a world, but there's a lot of unknown, but there's unknown every single day. And so kind of get back to like, this is kind of our new normal currently, so how can I surrender into it and not let the anxiety and the stress of everything happening around us can take control of our life, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or within the next hour. So reminding ourselves to just continuously surrender. And it's as easy as 20 minutes, it's as easy as 5 minutes. It's just a quick check-in of asking yourself, is this peaceful or is this fearful? Where is this coming from? It's extremely important to keep doing that every single day. But we're all set. Thank you.
Are you gonna take these up or you leave them on?
You can just leave it there. I'll move it in a little bit.